Hey friends, it's me, Pastor Stephanie, and I'm so pumped that you are joining us here for Kids Church Online with One Church TO. I have a question for you. Have you ever given your friend advice and the very same week, that advice you didn't take for yourself? I have a story for you. One time, my friend was asking me about this really awesome sleepover that she really wanted to go to. She really wanted to go to the sleepover, but then her mom said she couldn't go. So she's like, Steph, what do? I really want to go. How do I convince my mom to let me go? And I gave her great advice, if I do say so myself. I gave her great advice. I said, well, listen, you can do all your chores early, make sure you're on your homework, and you can ask your mom, what is it that I can do to prove to you that I'm ready to go to this sleepover? And then your mom will have to think about it, and she'll give you tasks, and you can do those tasks, and then maybe you can go to the sleepover. I gave her great advice. But then, a couple weeks after that, the same thing happened to me. And I wanted to go to a sleepover and my mom said no. But instead of taking that great advice that I gave to my friend, I didn't do that. I kind of threw a little bit of a temper tantrum. I said, you never let me do anything, please. And I got really annoying. And my mom was like, what is the matter with you? And I was not taking my own beautiful advice that I had given to my friend. The point of this story is this. Sometimes it's easy for us to tell people what to do. We're like, oh, you should do this. But then we're not really reflecting on how we're acting. We tell people or we judge people based on what they're doing. But in reality, we do the same things, or sometimes even worse, like my temper tantrum. So today we're gonna take a look at our Bible story and we're gonna talk a little bit about what it looks like to see ourselves. Because once we see ourselves, then we can search out wisdom. But before we take a look at that Bible story, let's do worship. Worship is different depending on who you are. But today we're gonna sing and dance. If you're not a singer, you're not a dancer, that's okay. Find one way this week to give thanks to God. All right, here we go.
Whenever I need some answers, God, I turn to you. You are my help when I need wisdom. You always see me through. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. Wherever there is freedom, I know that's where you'll be. You make me wanna do what's right and be the best version of me. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, to do, you help me figure it out. I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you.
Friends, that song is so helpful. It really helps us understand what wisdom looks like and how we can seek it out in our own lives. Let's take a look at our memory verse before we jump into our Bible story. It says this: "If any of you need wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone and does not find fault." James chapter 1, verse 5. God gives wisdom freely and not audibly. He doesn't tell us, "This is the wisdom that I'm giving you." I wish he did. But he gives us the Bible. He gives us all the stories in the Bible. He gives us the 66 different books in the Bible. He also gives us really, really helpful people in our lives, like our pastors and our families, and some of the leaders in our families. Those people really help us understand who Jesus is and how we can seek out wisdom. Let's take a look at this Bible story though, because this Bible story is going to help us understand how we can see ourselves and then seek out wisdom. I'll see you when we get back.
Hey, welcome to Storyland. This week, we're taking a look at how very important it is to take a look at yourself.
Hey, I'm Skylar.
And I'm Sebastian.
All month, we're talking about ways that we can grow in wisdom, just like Jesus did.
Hey, it's a really good idea to do a mirror check before you go on camera.
Good advice.
You should take a look.
Wait, me? You're talking about me?
Yes. Well, what'd you have for lunch today?
A BLT?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato. Here, look.
A tiny microscopic piece of lettuce? How'd you even spot that?
Sharp eyes. I mean, it's good you've got me around to keep yourself from embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, about that.
Oh. Yikes.
Maybe follow your own advice.
I should have taken a closer look at myself.
Sometimes we all need a closer look. Want to practice?
I think I need to.
Let's do it!
Welcome to See It! It's the game where you have 15 seconds to see a unique sea creature!
Oh, see like the ocean and see like you look at. Oh.
Yeah, we got it. You all can do this with us. Get ready.
For your first challenge, you're looking for this clownfish in a coral reef. It's time to see it!
I don't even know where to look.
Do you guys see it? It's so colorful. Oh, wait, is that? No.
Come on.
Got it!
Wait, where was it? Oh. Yeah, I should have seen that. I can do better.
Here's your second See It challenge! Find this purple bat star in the kelp forest!
Bat star?
Kelp forest?
And now, it's time to see it!
Oh, this one's even harder.
So pretty.
Can you guys see it? It's gotta be... Wait. I see it!
Where?
Right over there!
Way to go! You spotted the bat signal.
Can we look for one more?
In a little while. But right now, it's time to look at...
The story before the story!
Today, we're in the book of Matthew.
Matthew is one of the 4 books called the Gospels. These books tell the story from the life of Jesus.
Matthew was written down by one of Jesus' followers, a tax collector whose life was turned upside down by his friendship with Jesus.
When Jesus was about 30 years old, he began to travel from town to town, teaching and healing. Everywhere Jesus went, big crowds gathered. Many sick people were desperate to be made well, and Jesus healed them.
But Jesus also cared about people's hearts and minds. So, he showed them what it looks like to love God and love others.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. One day, early in his ministry, Jesus went up on a mountainside to teach his followers. Soon, a huge crowd gathered. The amazing truths Jesus taught during that time have come to be known as the Sermon on the Mount. Today, we're taking a look at one of these truths. Here goes.
Do not judge other people. Then you will not be judged. You will be judged in the same way you judge others. You will be measured in the same way you measure others.
You know the first thing that comes to my mind when I hear about judging?
Order in the court!
Jesus wasn't talking about the kind of judge who takes charge in court. Jesus was talking about us. One meaning of judge is to form a negative opinion about someone or something. And we judge people all the time, without even thinking of it.
She's stuck up.
She's kind of weird.
He's so rude.
It's easy to judge, but you don't know the whole picture. Maybe their parents were arguing at home. Maybe they're struggling in class or have a stomach ache. In fact, everyone you meet has their own story, just like you do. When you judge someone quickly, you're saying that their story doesn't matter, even though they are just as loved by God as you are. So Jesus told us not to judge others. After all, you don't want them to judge you either. Jesus went on to illustrate this with a pretty funny word picture.
You look at the bit of sawdust in your friend's eye, but you pay no attention to the piece of wood in your own eye. How can you say to your friend, "Let me take the bit of sawdust out of your eye"? How can you say this while there is a piece of wood in your own eye? You pretender. First take the piece of wood out of your own eye. Then you will be able to see clearly to take the bit of sawdust out of your friend's eye.
I think Jesus had a pretty great sense of humor. I mean, when was the last time you walked around with a giant campfire log sitting in your eye?
Whoa, you really messed up.
Jesus was using something called exaggeration to help us understand an important idea. It's super easy to point out where someone else is wrong or needs to change. But while we're making a big deal of their speck-sized problem, usually we're ignoring our own log-sized problems. Until you take an honest look at yourself, you're in no shape to help someone else. Maybe you're on a road trip and you are sick of your sisters whining about how long it's taking. You just want to yell.
You are such a crabby pants.
But when you stop and think about it, you realize that you have spent the whole trip so far griping about Dad's music and how Mom packed the wrong snacks.
Everyone, I'm sorry for complaining so much.
This doesn't mean that you should never help others grow, but Jesus made it clear that your first priority is to ask God to help you look at yourself and see where you can change. When you're willing to let God help you work on that giant piece of wood in your own eye, instead of searching out the sawdust-sized problems in other people, God can begin to change you from the inside out. Then you'll be ready when others need help. The end.
Gotta say, I am way better at seeing what's wrong with other people.
It's like default mode.
For real, it takes some time and practice to look at yourself first.
So, what's our part in the story?
Well, learning to look at yourself, both the good and the bad, can help you learn wisdom.
Wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it.
Like treating others with kindness instead of judging them.
Honestly, a lot of times, I just forget.
Looking at what I need to change can feel not good.
It's important to remember that God made you and loves you, no matter what you struggle with. The love is so deep, God wants to help you become more and more like Jesus. One place to start is by taking a look at what bugs you most about someone else. Often it's something that you struggle with too.
Like if I get annoyed with the kid who always argues with the teacher.
Start paying attention to whether that's something you do too.
It's like we all have these blind spots about ourselves.
That's true. Another way to see yourself more clearly is to pay attention to your emotions. When you get angry or feel anxious, what's behind it? Big emotions can actually give you a clue to areas where you might need some help.
Sometimes I find myself upset or on the edge and I don't even know why.
That's a great time to stop and ask God to show you what's going on inside of you. Get curious. God might even lead you to ask a parent or trusted adult about it too.
Get curious about me. I like that.
When you allow God to change you from the inside out, then you're in a much better place to make wise choices.
And help others who need you.
I think you've got it. See you next time.
So here's the thing. When you see yourself clearly, you can make the wise choice.
And we can all use some seeing practice.
Ready for another round of See It?
You betcha!
For your next challenge, find the thorny seahorse in the seagrass meadow.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab. See you next time.
It's time to see it.
That was a tricky one.
There's a lot of stuff in this one. Wait, is that? Oh, no, that's not it.
Friends, it's important that we ask God to help us see ourselves clearly. Because once we can understand the areas that we need help in. Like my story at the beginning, I definitely needed help in understanding how to properly ask for something. I pulled a temper tantrum. That is not the way to get what you want. But I gave advice to my friend. I said, oh, you should do this. And then I didn't do it myself. It's important that we ask God to help us see ourselves, because then we can understand what wisdom looks like for us. This is our bottom line for this week. When you see yourself clearly, you can make the wise choice. We can make wise choices when we see ourselves clearly. Like that temper tantrum, if I had seen that I was really frustrated and upset and I really wanted to do it, and I was going to my mom with that kind of energy, maybe I would have stepped back and been like, I need to take a break. And I need to make sure that I'm giving my mom an appropriate space to give me the answer that she wants to give me. And then act responsibly when she gives me the answer that I don't want to hear. So it's tricky, it's hard, but when we see ourselves, we can think more clearly and we can make the wise choice. We're going to continue to learn all about wisdom next week here at Kids Church Online with One Church TO. Until then, have a great week, friends. Bye.